So I just purchased one of the rarest smart cars ever made. This is a Brabus Edition smart car. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to make big profits with tiny cars, and I'm gonna talk about why this car is so special. So if you're not familiar with Brabus, they make aftermarket parts for Mercedes. And if you guys didn't know, smart car was actually made and designed by Mercedes and Swatch, and that's why they're so popular. So why is this one so rare? Well, this is a smart car Brabus Edition Stage 3. Now, what makes this a Brabus car? Usually you have 15-inch wheels that match on the car. This one actually has 15 in the front, 17 in the rear, so that makes it to a Stage 2. You have a little bit different ground effects from the front. You have the little Brabus badge right there on the front as well, and you have the very desirable center exit exhaust. Now, if you have one of these Brabus exhausts, they actually sell for like $1,500 online right now. Now, I paid $2,000 for this car, so that's why I'm not really worried about if it's not able to be fixed or running. But more importantly, I want to show you what makes this car so rare, and you guys are probably going to laugh. Are these right here. This is what makes it a Stage 3. These are factory fender flares for a smart car. I mean, it's like the size of your pinky, but it's this little trim that makes this car extremely rare. So if you have one of these and you have that on your car and it actually has a part number on it, take that off. Just those things alone are worth $1,000. Sorry guys, I have to move inside to the shop. The camera kept overheating and I'm literally sweating to death, so make sure you like and subscribe. So I'm gonna go over the numbers for the vehicle, and this is something I always do before I spend $1 on any car, because this is very important. We need to know exactly where we started and where we're gonna end up. So I paid $2,000 for this car. Now the funny story about this one is I was chasing this car for 4 months. 4 months ago, I was the high bidder at $4,200. The owner came back and told me that it didn't hit reserve, that I need to pay $6,500 for this car. I laughed, said I'll pass, bid it on it again about a month later, and I won it for $3,800. Once again, they told me reserve was not met, it was $6,000. Waited another month, came back up. This time I won it for $3,000 and they said they would take $5,000. And I said, I'm staying at $3,000. And then I basically forgot about it. And about maybe a week ago, it popped up again, but this time it came up as a non-runner. Now, I know a lot about these cars, which I'm going to go into here in a minute, but now that it's running as an in-up, I think I'll have a better chance of buying it. So I bid it up to $2,000 and they actually accepted my $2,000. So let's talk about the value of the smart car. Now, values are very subjective. It depends on where you're getting your numbers from, what city you live in, what type of car. So this is why I show people multiple ways to figure out the value of their car. So the generic one, Kelley Blue Book, says this car is worth $5,400. Now, if you remember from my last video with the Durangos, I sold that Durango to Carvana for $9,600 because they were the highest bidder on that car. So I thought I'd put in the smart car and see what Carvana offered me. And they only offered me $2,200 for my beautiful smart car. So obviously I'm not going to take that. Now, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I tried to find a convertible Brabus, not even Stage 1, 2, or 3, but just a regular convertible Brabus. Within 500 miles, I found just one. And I'll post a picture up here. This guy, I think, is asking $16,000 for his car, and it's only got 9,000 miles, and it looks very, very clean. Now, mine has 33,000 miles. Now, last year I sold one just like this with 15,000 miles for $15,000 from a gentleman from New York. Now, some of the numbers I'm going to go over are not going to make a lot of sense because this particular car is very weird and has a very small limited buyer's pool. So I think this car is worth somewhere between $6,500 and $8,500 to the right buyer. If it's to a dealer, to a regular person, they're going to offer me $3,000 or $4,000 for this car. So this car is not going to move very quickly. It's probably going to take me anywhere from 30 to 90 days to sell this car. So I'm going to list it at $89.95, but if anybody in the crowd wants it, I'll probably sell it for $6,500. So let's go ahead and put 65 as the low. Now, what is wrong with this car? So typically what happens with smart cars, if you leave them setting, the battery will die. And when the battery dies, it doesn't have enough voltage to read the key or the actual safety system. So what happens is the security system will lock it completely out and the car will not start. Also, the transmission is a manual, but it's electronically controlled. So if the car does not have enough voltage or amps, it will not shift the car into neutral. So therefore it doesn't think that it's in neutral and it won't start. You'll see these little 3 flashing bars. I'll show a video of it up here of exactly what happens to these cars when that happens. So I think this one is going to be a fairly easy one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start charging the battery. I'm going to pull out my scanner and my key fob tester to start checking this car out. So since it's so extremely hot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll down the windows and take the top down so this way we can figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and lubricate the rails, blow all the dirt out, and see if the convertible top works. So this is what it looks like when the top is off. Now the reason why I did this is because the most expensive part to fix on this car is the convertible top. Now you can see that the bars are completely gone. This is why I love the Smart Car. They actually store back here. So you have a complete open roadster type of feel. But I know a lot of you guys are wondering, oh my God, it's not safe. You actually have a roll bar in the Smart Car. So sometimes I'll put lights, I'll do other things. But everything looks good, it slid back, so let's go ahead and start scanning the car and checking it out. So I have the jumper box charging the battery. I plugged this in, scanned it. As you guys can see, we have a bunch of fault codes. A lot of them are for low voltage, so we're gonna go ahead and clear this. Then we're gonna replace the battery in the key, and then we're gonna check the signal with the key with this. So while the scanner is doing its thing, I want to talk a little bit about car flipping. Now, my whole channel and purpose is to get people into the automotive industry, or if you're thinking about doing this as a fun side hustle, you can. And a lot of you guys ask really great questions, and I try to answer every single one. But there are a lot of people that love to nitpick and complain. And one of my funniest ones was, well, you know, I can't do this because I don't have all the fancy tools, and if I had to send it out, I wouldn't make any money. And that's kind of the purpose of this video, is to show people that you can get started. You don't need to spend a lot of money. If you've watched my channel before, I've built Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royces. I'm starting out with a lot of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 cars in this series to show people that you can get started. But more importantly, it's about what you put back into it. You know, if you want to learn something, you're going to take the time. I'm going to say something that's very controversial, that's going to probably piss a lot of people off. Car flippers are extremely cheap and lazy. I know this sounds funny, but most of them are. They want to buy a car for super cheap and sell it for super high and not do anything. And the way I teach car flipping is completely different from these guys. Every time you flip a car, you take $100 of profit and you put it aside and you invest in yourself. Whether that's tools, you know, you go to Harbor Freight, buy some hand tools, or you spend $100 on an online class to learn how AC works. And every time you sell a car, you take $100 out and you start putting it towards that. Next, if you have a car that makes some big profit, $3,000, $4,000, take $1,000 of that, buy a scanner. You know, next time, buy a key coder. Now, in my last video when I talked about those Durangos, I had some people like, oh, well, you have all these expensive tools that I can't afford. That's why you can get keys for 80 bucks. Okay, my locksmith will charge me $300 a key fob for each Durango that I did last time. So this little thing right here is a Altel KM100. I paid $400 for this thing. On top of that, I spent $100 to take an online class to learn how to code and check keys. It's really not that hard. Anybody can do it. And now I'm saving hundreds of dollars on every single car because instead of me being lazy and hiring a locksmith to do it, I learned how to do it myself and bought the right equipment. Now this can do 80% of the key fobs out in the world, which is awesome. And they also have this thing called Universal Key that you can do it with. Now, I'm not sponsored by Altel. I wish they would, but this shows you that I will spend the money to save money. But like I said, most car flippers will not invest in themselves. Now, if you guys watch my old content, I had a very big shop. It was like 10,000 square feet. I had all the lifts, everything else. And when I was building like my 6x6, the Lamborghini, the Rolls Royce, to see these other builds that I had, people would say, oh, well, you know, it's because you have all this fancy stuff. I'm in my backyard in a garage with no AC and it's 112 degrees in Vegas working with Harbor Freight tools. If I can do it, you can do it. All right, guys, the key is getting the signal. Also, if we look right here, all the fault codes are cleared. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to start this thing and see what happens. All right, it's running a little rough. We'll let it idle up. Like I said, once again, you never want to rev your car if it's been sitting for quite some time. So let me go ahead and take you in the back and show you what the motor looks like. So I'm not sure if a lot of you guys knew this, but the Smart Car actually has a engine in the back. So if you ever want to tell your girlfriend that you're buying a two-seater rear engine German sports car, you can buy a Smart Car and impress them. Now, as you can see, we got some weeds growing up over here. This thing has been setting for a long, long time. Like I said, probably 4 months and maybe even a little bit longer. All right, so the oil's good. So what I'm gonna do is, now that we check this, I'm gonna let this thing run to temperature before I do anything else, and then we're gonna take it out for a spin. So everybody knows when you have an amazing exotic car like this, you cannot have a front license plate. So let's go ahead and take this thing off. It's ruining all the beautiful ground effects that we wanna showcase to people. But we will put it in the trunk just in case if the other owner wants it. Boom. I think we just gained 100 horsepower. So if you ever wondered what's underneath the hood of a Smart Car, here you go. We got our coolant reservoir, we have our windshield wipers, our brake reservoir, the radiator, AC condenser, all those other things. So if you guys want to hear what a massive 63 horsepower sounds like unleashed, Listen to that. Let me see if I can get something of the baby exhaust here. It's freaking hilarious. Yeah, this thing's only got 63 horsepower. Now, even though it only has that, this thing is an absolute blast to drive. So I'm getting ready to pump up the tires. This one only had 8 PSI, but the bigger thing is this thing has a lot of cracks. It's been setting and it went flat and somebody drove it, so I'm gonna have to replace all 4 tires. I'm also gonna take it to the body shop. I'm gonna get the front bumper repainted because I don't like the holes, and there's some scuffs right here. There's also a fog light that I'm gonna replace, but everything else looks pretty good. Just needs a cleaning. Oh yeah, the Brabus freaking gas cap, it fell off when I was towing it back from Utah, so now I gotta go out and buy one of those, but everything else looks really clean. Let's go ahead and take it out for a spin. So I'm just leaving Discount Tire, and the quote for 4 tires, mounted in balance, actually good ones, Hankook tires that I use all the time for my drift car and my other race cars, is gonna cost me a whopping $500. So it'll be in tomorrow, so we're gonna put those on. Also, since they laughed at this car, they figured they'd give me a free alignment, so shout out to the guys at Discount for hooking it up with a free alignment. Now, one of the other cool things about the smart car that makes it fun to drive is everything is cheap. I mean, the brakes, the rotors, the tires, I mean, literally anything on this car is cheap. The only thing that's expensive is this convertible top. So everything checked out on the smart car. It runs and drives great. The suspension handles well. Transmission shifting smoothly. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil and do some other things, but I want Manny to detail and clean it up first, because if you look underneath, it's kind of funny. There's literally grass. I don't know if you guys can see that, hanging and growing out of there. So I want to get all that blown out, so this way when I do the oil change and the spark plugs, it'll be much cleaner. This is what was in the engine bay. It's been setting for so long. That's hilarious. So check this out. Manny's doing the headlights right now. This one is super clean. And then you can see that one's all faded. So little things like this can add some extra money to the value of your car. So before I go over the numbers of both of these cars, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is myself, and that is Auction Pass. I want you guys to be able to buy cars at auction just like me without having a dealer's license. And so we created Auction Pass, where you can get cars from Copart, IAA, GSA, Atura Marketplace, over 3,000 tow yards across the United States, and a lot more. And you'll have over 500,000 vehicles at your fingertips that you can buy without needing any type of dealership license. Now, the link is down in the description below. My goal is to take you guys along with the journey, so every time I buy a car like this, you can have the exact same opportunity without all the crazy overhead. Now, it's free to sign up, check out some cars, see what you guys think. I'd love to get your opinion and feedback on it, and let's get back to talking about these 2 smart cars. So this smart car is looking good. We polished the headlights, got the thing completely detailed. I changed the spark plugs, oil filter, a lot of the other fluids. We're just waiting to take the bumper to the body shop so we can get that finished off, as well as getting the tires in tomorrow. But I want to go ahead and go over some numbers with you guys. Now, I purchased a car for $2,000 with Copart fees and everything else. So it was around $620. I spent an additional $500 on tires and getting them mounted and everything else like that. $250 to refinish the bumper in the front. $25 to buy the fog lamp that was broken, and total with parts, air filter, and a few other miscellaneous things, it was about $110 I spent at O'Reilly's. All right, the smart car is looking good. Let me show you the interior. Like I said, this car's only got 30,000 miles, so it is extremely clean. We got the factory Brabus floor mats. No rips, no tears, no scratches. And you guys remember how crusty that motor was? Let me go ahead and pop this open. We'll take a look. So you got to fold this back. It goes over. You pop the trunk here, and look at that. The motor is clean. Let me go ahead and close this back up. Back's looking nice. Everything's good. The only thing we got to finish is getting the fog light taken care of and the bumper. Those will both be done here shortly. So this brings up a really good point. When you start flipping cars, flip cars that you're familiar with, that you know some of the quirks, some of the issues, some of the problems, because this will save you a lot of headache. Because that's the reason why a lot of people walked away from this one, because no start, keys flashing, security lights, all that other stuff, the 3 bars of death. People were so afraid, and as you guys can see, it wasn't really that bad. The worst thing I have to do to this, like I said, is paint the bumper. That's probably gonna be the most expensive thing out of all this besides the tires. But now I got a really great car. Now, once again, hit me up if you guys want me to do a car like this from start to finish. It's gonna be super exciting. Now, I'm probably gonna go ahead and end my video here because it is extremely hot. The camera keeps overheating every 5 minutes. I literally gotta throw it in the freezer. But stay tuned because next week is going to be the Scion build. Next Friday, and that thing's gonna be absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna show you how to turn a $500 car into a $12,000 car by doing some very cool things. But let me know any questions in the comment section below. I'll try to answer every single one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoy the new style of content, and we'll see you next one.